Here's an intro, this is a video. Battery exhausted, she says. I'm fucking exhausted. Well, welcome back to the video. This is the last one. Thank fuck for that, you said. I know. We're gonna whiz through some things. Well, I'll put my glove on like that surgeon that you don't really trust. Yes, Mr. Richards, let's check that prostate. Apparently, they don't finger you anymore. They just test your blood, which I think takes a little bit of the fun out of it. But you know, who am I to complain? I've got to do a burst on this now. I haven't done one of these for quite a while. Everyone watches Big D. Derek's the man for this, and he's like the internet leader when it comes to bursts on guitars. So I know a little bit what to do. Basically, I need to get a lot of dark brown now. We like a brown one. Many suggestions have been to leave the F-hole off the guitar and leave it solid. And I think I'm in agreement. This guitar is so light. It is super light. Super hollow. I don't think it needs the F-hole. I don't think it's going to add anything to it. So there's several of you that suggested that. I agree. All right, I'll give you that. So we're going to get this saturated with a couple of coats of brown before I go home. The brown is, we're going to really get it in there and get it in that grain. When we come to sand it off, that flame will really pop. Often when you do this first coat, it highlights all the scratches that you've missed with the sanding. I have gone mental with this. Don't worry about it being a bit blotchy to start with. When I get near the edges, because we've got faux binding, I want to be pushing away with it. I don't want to be getting it all over the sides. That's had two very generous coats now. I'm going to let that dry overnight. Looks quite nice in the brown, doesn't it? Very brown, this guitar. I've been sanding this thing for about an hour and a half today. I'm fucking drained. I'm going to let that dry, and then tomorrow most of that's going to get sanded off, and it will just leave the dark stripes, the tiger stripes in the grain. And then we'll come back and we'll do the fun part of redoing the brown on the outside and going mental with this super crimson red from Crimson, aptly named. If you've got some comments about what you see me doing, this is a learning channel. I'm on a journey, and I imagine in 10 years time I'll still be on a journey. I'll still be finding things that perhaps I didn't know. There's a shit ton to learn about everything you love in the world. If you want to leave me a comment, by all means give me some tips. The tip is always welcome. Well, it's another day. It's a new day, and I'm just going to sand off this brown. It's like I haven't left. I did leave. I went home. I had a lovely evening. Went for a nice 10k run. If you don't believe me, look at the state of my toenails. That is what long distance running training does, and that's what I'm doing for the cause, innit? So I'm going to do me sanding over here. I haven't done many of these, but the best thing is that cap is thicker than my kids. Yep. If I make some mistakes, we can just sand it off, we can start again. I have got a time frame to consider, but we should be fine, I reckon. So I'm going to plug in Mover, and I'm going to sand away a lot of this and just leave the tiger stripes. Oh! I'm going to put red on now. I'm going to glove up. Otherwise, people will think I've been fingering things. Just the one glove. We'll go all Jacko. No sequins on mine though, and I don't take kids back to Neverland.
Allegedly, that's ignorant.
Pour it on your cloth, not on top of the guitar, because that would be stupid. And already I'm looking at this thinking I'm going to go darker. So I'll get a layer of this on so we're even. So basically when I start this process, I never really know where it's going to take me. You're on a bit of a journey. What's the dye going to do? What's it going to look like? I'm staying away from the edges, and I'm trying to go outwards or stay circular. You'd be surprised, really. It doesn't really sink down too far. Penetration's never really been my strong point. We should be all right with the faux binding. But if you're watching this and I'm doing something wrong, send me a comment. I've got ox blood. Ox blood! I've bought quite a few from Crimson over the years. God, I really like that. Once we start getting a bit of clear coat on there, that's going to come alive. Still managed to get some on the body. What a nonce. So on the back, we'll have the tank emblem, Fear Naught, and all that stuff, which is awesome. But from the front, I want it to look classy and a really cool guitar. If you know, you know. That's what we're going for with this one. That's a cool little burst. It's dark, it's an angry one. Right, put that aside now, let it dry, and then we'll get some sanding sealer on it. I think I'm gonna send this guitar to my mate who's gonna spray it for me and give it a cool satin finish. A little experimental thing. We'll see how we get on with that. Anyway, moving on. Right, we're at the exciting bit, aren't we? We're gonna finish her off. I've got a few bits to do. Not everyone takes the time to finish her off. Try a bit harder, gents. Here is the results. Oh, look at her glossy, flamey redness. Do you want to have a little look at what the back's going to look like? Now, this has been done in like a super satin matte, so it has got lots of clear coat on it, but it is super satin. So I think I might rub a bit of oil on it and just give it a little bit of a sheen. So we have got the nice Fear Naught logo lasered in the back for the lucky guy who gets to win this beautiful little fucker. So that is awesome, isn't it? You can see the little tester I've done on the inside as well. I'm a little bit down in the dumps today because I did a long run on the weekend. One of my last long runs and my calf muscles are blown to fuck. So I'm hobbling around a little bit. Much better than yesterday. I had to give up on the third O at golf. That's how serious it was. Fucking serious. This is going to one side for now on something very soft and lovely. This fretboard is drier than a nun's cup. Drier than a nun's lady piece. So I need to sort that out and give it a bit of a sand. I'm staying clear on my fretboard, no inlays, because I do like that look. I think it looks a little bit naughty. The neck is beautifully sculpted. Everything is wonderfully smooth. It needs nothing. I'm going to go at it with 800 grit and then a bit 1000. And then I'm going to just quickly whip over with the Fretilizer on the final grit of these frets. And then I'm going to put a bit of lemon oil on. Then she's ready. Ooh, random nuts. Then she's ready to be built up. Tuners on, nut in, ready to go on the guitar tomorrow. That's the plan. Appreciate your patience on this one. I know I was delayed. Hopefully the Chibson video last week filled a void. The comment section seemed to be very friendly, which is unusual for a Chibson video. So it's basically some adhesive on here for masking it off. So I'm going to whip over this with a bit of lemon oil now. I've Fretalized to 4000 grit. I'm going to save the 8000, the final whip over, until I've put the oil on, because the oil might dull it down a little bit, and we don't want to do that. There you go, that's a liberal amount of oil. I'm going to leave that on there for a good 20 minutes. Just let it soak in, let it saturate, let it marinate on there. We'll come back, whip it off, and we'll get some tuners on. Starting to look good, isn't it? Oh, I am getting excited. I can't wait to play this fucking thing. I wanted to play it today. I think that's going to happen tomorrow. But there you go. Tomorrow will be Wednesday. Video comes out Friday. So this is 11th hour. See you momentarily. Right, so here we are. Back on the bench. I've got to put this thing together. It's a bit of a weird one. We're all ready to go. I haven't test fitted anything. I should have perhaps built this whole thing before I sent it away to be finished. But I'll do that next time. Lessons learned. I did plan on doing this morning, but someone turned up and I ended up yapping downstairs in Fritzl's for half an hour. I've let them escape now. Chris will never watch the videos, so I can just tell you all that he's the ugliest plumber you've ever met in your life. Well, 1 week late and we're going to draw this project to a conclusion. The fucking elephant in the room is the fact that there's no green on it. I know what you're thinking. The colours. I did put some green accents on things. I even bought a green switch tip. Look fucking stupid. So that is my failing. Hand on heart, I'm sorry. I hope that the boys appreciate this guitar anyway, because it's an absolute fucking whopper of a guitar. And we have got the beautiful emblem on the back. It does look awesome. I mean, it's an absolute gem. It's my first ever glossy number, which I'm very happy with. I'd like to thank the Royal Tank Association for letting me build this for them. It's an absolute privilege. And really, it's the first thing that we've managed to do on the channel that really I've got my teeth stuck right into. And I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I used it as a bit of a prototype. Of course I did, because I'm still getting the direct mount business going on. But it does look rather pleasant, doesn't it, with the direct mount humbuckers. Nice clean top. It's crispy. It is fucking crispy. The walnut neck with me new router bits. The link below to the company in Australia. The Terrifiers are amazing. I'm getting such a consistent profile, beautiful neck. Thanks to the geezer who left me this comment. I'm sure there was a bit of sarcasm in there, but fuck me, right to the art, mate. You will have to forgive me. I know my guitar playing's coming along a little bit. I'm not going to big myself up, but I'm not going to slate myself, because whatever I say about my guitar playing, people always moan about what I've said about my guitar playing. So fuck you very much. I'm going to attempt to use the waggle stick. All right, I will lower my tone and I will use the waggle stick in my demo. Before we go down there though, do you want to have a little look at the inside to see what it looks like with all the gubbins? So one thing that I figured out during this project is that trems are massive, and to get this trem in, because I've got a thick cover plate, it didn't play ball. I've had to thin the cover plate out. I've had to notch the trem block to get the springs down, because I've had to chop that out and thin it out a load so that it misses the trem and the springs. But you can see, although I've scratched away a bit of the old shielding and all the rest of it, it does all fit in there nicely. The springs go over under the bottom of that humbucker. It makes no difference to the sound that I can tell. Sounds very full-bodied, very sexy. Only 2 springs. A funny old trem, this Wilkinson one. If you put 3 springs in there, that fucker is never ever moving. So 2 springs and we're just slack enough. We've got a couple mil clearance to go either way. We can swing both ways on this one, which is very nice. So we'll do him back up. As you can see, it's all pretty clean in there. Pretty simple way of doing things. This whole guitar, 3.2 kilos. 3.2 kilos for the whole guitar. I don't know how many lubs that is. 7 pounds. It is a 7-pound guitar. I know what you're thinking, and yes, the Kleenex do need to come out. 7 pound is my magic number, I've decided. That is just absolutely perfect. No neck dive, it is lovely jubbly. When we do that technique on the back, it does allow you to hollow a shitload out of the body, lighten it all up, and so you can use some nice dense walnut and some heavy gear, and it just makes it lovely. It's a fucking fingerprint magnet. Glossy guitars can stick it right up their ass. Let's go and have a little test. Forgive the waggle. See you in a minute. Final conclusions. Is an interesting story for you. Stick around for this bit. It's an interesting story. When I was talking to Chris, coming up with this, Chris Coleman is the geezer that's organised all this sort of stuff. When I was talking to him about the ideas and what we were going to do and how much and costs and all that sort of stuff, I was fitting my last kitchen job. Obviously, so your regulars will know that I no longer fit kitchens for a living. There's a couple of people still asking me to do them, but they can fucking do one. I just cannot do it anymore. This is now my full-time job. I build 2 custom guitars a month that go all the way around the world, and I put videos out on YouTube for people that are stupid as me to watch and be entertained and waste 40 minutes a week. The father of that customer happened to be a tank driver in the Second World War. Can you believe it? And they sent me a picture of him. This is John German. This is him sat on a tank. I think he led the procession going into Berlin at the end of the war. He landed in Normandy the day after D-Day. So his family are immensely proud. It's weird that should happen at the same time as this, but fate's a weirdo thing, isn't it? I'm going to put the article up at the end of this video. It's only a short article. You can pause the screen and you can watch it, and you can read about John German and what he did. Just, that's a little bit of history for you. It's interesting. Fucking brave boys, brave boys. The more I read about it, I think, sod that. You know, to sit in one of those things and go to war, you got balls of steel, boys, balls of steel. Thanks everyone for watching. Oh, there's a couple things that I changed in the end. I couldn't get on with the tuners, the Goto tuners. Sorry, Dan, I will use them on another charity build, I promise. But I wanted to black this one out, so we've gone with Wilkinson tuners. Perfectly good tuners, all in black roller trees. They just didn't match, and I didn't have all the other hardware to match them, so I couldn't go with it. So we blacked it out. I just preferred it. I hope everyone likes this guitar. I think it's awesome. I'm very proud to have been able to make it and give it away. I'm very proud that this channel is getting to a point now where we can do things like this. If I could build guitars all year and give them away to charity, then that, I would say quite comfortably, that's my goal. I would love to do that. And certainly that's something I'm aiming to do. 4 a year at the minute. The one coming up after this is also a little bit special. All I'm going to say is rosewood Telecaster. I'm not going to tell you anything else about it, apart from the fact that it's not made of rosewood. But it'll look like it is, so fucking stay with me, you bastards. The haters can stick it up their ass. Thank you again to Dario for sponsoring every video I do basically by supplying strings for me. Oh, who won the bundle? Who won the bundle? I'll tell you who won the bundle. It is Norman Cox, X9N. Great episode as always. Humour is top notch. I love how you blend designs to create an awesome guitar. Well, thank you for blowing smoke right up my ass, Norman. Get hold of me on Instagram, please. Send me a message or email me, marlowstudios@hotmail.com, and send me your details, and I'll send you these wonderful humbuckers from Warman, a lovely centre finding ruler, some strings from Dario, and my really, really shit prototype parts tray, which take fucking forever to make, and I probably never will make them for general sale. I'll never say never. I'm trying to get James Yard to make them on the CNC. He's lazy as fuck, and he don't really want to make them. He's being very coy about it. Give me a price, James. Pull your finger at your ass. Or are you worried about the smelly knuckle? Anyway, well done, Norman. Well done, everyone, for watching. Please share this video and go and get yourselves a t-shirt, Teespring. The link is down in the description. Got some Pornhub-inspired logos coming on. Oh, thanks, everyone. See you later. Fucking legendary. Brilliant. Bye.